Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishnena Marasetravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishnadeva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Shiva Narayana. Today, January 23rd, 2023, we'll continue with the second chapter, Slokas 70. I'll share my screen. Okay. Can you see the screen, Shloka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please chant. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham
Apuryamanam
samudramapaha pravisanti yadvat
Samudramapaha pravishanti yadvat
tadvat kamayam pravisanti sarve
Tadvamayam pravishanti sarve
Sasanti mapnoti nakamakami.
Sashanti mapnoti na kamakami Apuryamanam
Achalapratishtham
Samudramapaha pravishanti yadvat Tadvatkamayam pravishanti sarve Sashanti mapnoti na kamakami
Makami.
This is a great sloka. Lord Krishna is giving a perfect example for us to understand and how to live our life, how to manage our life. And so in this sloka, Lord Krishna is saying, Yadvat apaha pravisanti. Like river waters enter where Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudram. So samudram is ocean. So like all the rivers, they enter into the ocean, right? And that's we all know that. So what he's qualifying the ocean. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham. We all know that the ocean is always full. It's ever full, right? It is naturally full. Okay, so it is apuryamanam. Achala pratishtham. It is it always remains within its bounds, right? It does not cross its limits. When this river waters enter, right? Like so, just because all these rivers are entering, it doesn't get filled and overflow, isn't it? It does not overflow because of all these river waters that are entering. And it also does not need these river waters, in order for it to be full. Right? If you, let us say, stop the flow of rivers, ocean doesn't get dried up. And if the too much water flows in, ocean does not overflow. So basically, river, this ocean is absorbing all the river water that is entering without overflowing, without getting affected by it. It is also not looking for the river waters for it to be full. Okay. So giving that example, Lord Krishna is saying, Tadvat, similarly, Yam sarve kamaha pravisanti. All these sarve kamaha pravisanti, all these desires enter Yam, into whom. Okay, all desires are desires, I mean sensory experiences, enter into whom sa santim apnoti, saha santim apnoti. That one, that one attains peace. Okay, so just like how all these river waters enter the ocean, which always remains full, and it does not overflow, it always remains within its bounds. Similarly, when all these desires enter into that one, okay, that one he didn't explain, right? Because he's comparing this person to that ocean. So the one that is experiencing all these things is not affected by the experiences, is not looking forward to those experiences. So such a person attains peace. And he's saying, Lord Krishna is saying, na kama kami, not the one who craves for objects of senses. So again to repeat, so like the river waters enter the ocean, which is naturally remaining full, and it remains within its bounds. Similarly, when all the desires enter into one, who remains calm, who remains unaffected by them, by those experiences, that person attains peace, and not the one who is craving for the sense objects. Okay. Now, these oceans, right? This ocean is full of wealth. There are multiple things that we can learn from an ocean. So ocean is full of wealth, but it does not show off, right? It is not showing its wealth to us, isn't it? If you look at it, there's so much hidden wealth inside an ocean, but it does not show off. Same way, these yogis who have self-control, they, the one who does not run after the sensory experiences, the one who is focused on Atma Jnanam, who is performing his duties as Karma Yoga, so who is Sthita Prajna. So that one does not show off, even though they are they may be experts in their field, or they may have a lot of money, they have lot of qualities that others may not have, but they do not try to they do not live to show off those qualities or whatever they have. Okay, so they always remain calm. Then, so another thing is that if say oceans don't depend on the water for it to be full, so same way depends on the river water for it to be full. Same way, this person who is a Sthita Prajna will not be dependent on the external sensory experiences for them to be satisfied with themselves. I mean, for them to be satisfied. So they are satisfied naturally by themselves, right? They're not dependent on others for their own happiness. And if let us say the river water is all dirty and all that, that enters the ocean does not become dirty, right? So, and it does not get affected by it. So again, in the same way, if let us say it could be, not always good experiences, right? It could be other bad experiences that they may be experiencing because they are living in this world. They have senses, and the senses experience sensory, whatever sensory objects. So when such experiences enter them, they do not get affected by them.
So
Okay.
is Bhagavan saying happiness is a state of mind, and the paristhiti, it should not be influenced by the paristhiti, but that manosthiti, what we have is.
Yeah. So basically, one who is satisfied by themselves only, one who is satisfied by their own art.
Not
themselves means
influenced
atma.
by paristhiti, right?
So they're not looking for, if I get this much money, I'll be happy. If I get this many, if I get a praise, someone appreciates me, then I will be happy. Or if I have these qualities, bodily qualities, then I'll be happy. So that kind of a thing is not there. Or let us say I'm happy, let us say somebody praised and I became happy. I do not run after that praise again. Oh, everybody should be praising me. Or if I'm happy because I have wealth, I do not run after the wealth because I obviously when there is or maybe good food, for example, and enjoyed the very nice food, okay, tasty food. It happened, I saw, let's say, we went to some place and then the food was so great. Uh, they do not run after that again. Oh, next time I have to get this, or next time I have to double that. So they do not go after those sensory experiences. If someone criticizes them, they do not get affected by it. They their mental peace, mental balance is not affected by that. They do not run after it in a sense that, oh, they react to it. They may just accept, don't react to it unless it is our duty to do that.
Yeah.
So
Happiness is easy to accept, right? The celebration, it's, you just accept, and then I know that you're not like going crazy with that, but it's always the death or a departure of a person whom you're attached to, right? So are we saying even a death of a family member, you should just be a witness and then let them go, and then because they're just changing the body, right? So that's how we should treat that as.
yes, yeah, it is hard, but if we understand, no one lives forever, right? And next slokas it will come, right? But yes, to a certain extent, shoka will be there, but it should not become anushoka. That's what it should not become like depression, leaving everything and then just thinking of the same thing again and again and again. Yes, somebody who we know for a long time, who we are associated with for a long time, suddenly not there, it affects, but it should not affect us in such a way that we completely go into depression. Um, right? We should not stop doing our duties. That's what Lord Krishna says. right? So it is difficult. It is difficult. So all these concepts take a lot of effort to really practice. Constant focus on. So of course, focus on Paramatma is he's the one who is going to give us that ability. He's the one who is going to control our senses, control our mind, control our buddhi. And so then we realize that, yes, it is not, initially, again, physical pain, exactly same. Physical pain occurs, we experience it, but that should not become a problem for our mind, for our, we should not lose our senses on it, right? So, I mean, we have to do our duty. We should not be affected by it and get depressed about it and things like that.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay. Yeah, we should be like ocean. If we remember that, then all the other things can be derived from it.
Sir, one thing that I was reading and listening and thinking about was the ocean cannot control what falls into it, right? So, but
That's
ocean has to be ocean. So we, the same way, right? Because we have sensors, sensory organs, right? These things will happen. So,
yes.
right? So I think that is why I like this shloka a lot. That
Yes.
right?
Yeah. It's
You
a
can
perfect example. Yes.
you can like try to be a tortoise and try to do all of that, right? But to move, I have to get the limbs out, and I still have to walk. Because I
Yes.
can't keep sitting. So I thought this was a very good. So I was always thinking what the tortoise. I'm like, I can't. If you go in a shell, you should be able to do that. But I think this is more realistic in my mind. It's like this is more practical. One is be like ocean.
Yes. It is a next level, higher level. So one is we are controlling our senses so that our senses don't experience it, because we know that once senses experience it, we'll run after it, right? So we are trying to control the senses so that we don't give a taste to it. But here, even if it, even if some experiences enter, it is not affected by it. It does not go beyond its limits. It remains, satisfied. It remains full. It does not look for external things to become full. So for us also, if, in order for me to be happy, I need to have 20 things, right? If I have the like that, then I'm dependent on external things to become happy. But I'm happy by myself. And if external sensory pleasures occur, experience it, but don't go beyond your limits, and don't run after them, because just because you have experienced them. And if they don't, if we wanted 20 things, and or if we need 20 things for ourselves, and if they don't occur, still it should not affect we should not go beyond our limits. Um, Typically, one is we go overboard with joy. The other one is we feel we feel sorrow, anger, and all that when our needs are not satisfied. Okay, we'll go to the next sloka. Sloka 71. Vihaya kamanyas sarvan
Vihaya kamanyah sarvan
pumans charati nispruhaha
pumanscharati nispruha
nirmamo nirahankaraha
nirmamo nirahankaraha
sasantimadhigacchati
shantim adhigacchati
vihaya
vihaya kamanyah sarvan pumanscharati nispruha nirmamo nirahankaraha shantim adhigacchati.
In this sloka 71, Lord Krishna is saying, Yah Puman, whoever person, Puman is person, man, they say, so mankind or person we can take. So whoever person, Sarvan Kaman Vihaya, after giving up all objects of desire, Charati, Charati is, lives, goes, experiences, moves among the objects, right? Charati, lives. Nispruhaha. So Lord Krishna is giving three things here, very, very important. Nispruhaha is without attachments. Nirmamaha, without sense of possessiveness. Okay. Nirahankaraha is without sense of associating body as self. Nispruhaha. Spruha is our attachment. Nispruhaha is without attachment or devoid of attachments. Nirmamaha is mamaha is mamakara, right? It is so we all understand that is sense of possessiveness. Okay, this is mine. Nirmamaha is without that, so or devoid of that sense of possession. Nirahankaraha is ahankara is ego. That's what is typically translated as. But ahankara is associating body as self, like associating ourselves with body. I am body is ahankara. Okay. So from that only all this ego comes, whatever we say as ego, right? That comes because we are associating ourself with body. I am this body. So nirahankaraha is without that sense of associating body as self. That means I am associating with Atma. I am Atma. Okay. Saha, that person, Santim adhigacchati is that person attains peace. Okay. So here attains peace is when do we attain peace? When do we really attain peace? Okay.
Or if we attain the Atma Jnana.
Attain Atmajnana, okay.
Control the
Okay.
control the senses.
So yeah, go ahead.
No,
When you renounce the
go ahead, Rup.
when you renounce the result of the action,
Okay.
And when you are able to come out of raga and dvesha.
What of raga and dvesha?
And so which, once again, the desire is the root cause of raga and dvesha. So
Yes. Yeah, all these are like you attain peace while we are living here in this body, right?
yes.
But real peace is when we are not even not taking birth in the body.
Yeah.
So when we come out of this cycle of births and deaths, anyway, so we can take. So it is useful here also, obviously. Mental balance, peace, we all understand. Being in a contented, state, satisfied state, not getting agitated, not having raga dvesha, as I said. So that is all within our current life, but we can go beyond that, and then peace is one. We attain peace when we do not. I mean, we means Atma. Atma attains peace when it doesn't take birth again. Doesn't have to take birth again. So Lord Krishna gave three important, four points here. One is Sarvan Kaman Vihaya, after giving up all objects of desire. Okay. Then Nispruhaha Nirmamaha Nirahankaraha. Without attachments, without sense of possessiveness, and without associating ourselves with body. One who lives like that, that person attains peace. Without attachments, can anyone explain what is without attachment?
Without attached to the results of the actions, by duly
without
performing
attached
the
to,
duties.
right? I mean, without attached to results of actions means
Means when we are performing actions, it should be performed in a way that it is the part of the duty that we are fulfilling, and at the same time, we shouldn't be affected by the outcome of that action.
okay.
Kama karma. When we're leaving the fruits to God, like put your effort and.
I mean, why the word attachment came here?
I mean, by the attachment, you will it will lead to ahankara. Then you will think, okay, this is what done by yourself. Katrutva bhav. All these
Attachment
develop one after the other. So
attachment leads to karmic bondage.
Yeah, it leads to karmic bondage, yes, attachment. But why? Why is that?
I think
Because
if we're
no, any fresh views is welcome. I'm in my shell. I was just thinking, if we have attachment and if we turn to uh, turn to look for the outcome, that outcome may lead us to will add to a karmic bondage for sure. It also doesn't allow us to
it will lead to expectations, like everything.
Okay, expectations.
Attachment, then you will
all are correct. Okay. Yeah.
Then it'll like once you expect things, it won't happen. Then you'll start feeling bad, or normal person.
Right. When do you start feeling bad? That is the primary thing.
When the expectations are not met, so that means basically we have a desire, we are expecting something to happen,
Mhm.
and when that doesn't happen.
So basically, you are attached to a particular result.
Right.
You had, typically, like, oh, we have to do without expectations of the results. Then people say, okay, then you should not set any goals, right? I mean, when you are setting a goal, you are expecting a particular result, isn't it? So the difference between goal and that expecting a particular result, the difference is the attachment part.
Hmm.
So when you're setting a goal, obviously you have certain thing in mind. So you have a particular result in mind, right? And then towards the goal, we all work, right? But if you do it with attachment, means that if I don't get that result, it will feel as if that result is taken away from me. So I lost something, right? I'm supposed to get this, and then I did not get it. So we kind of get the pain, as if like something is attached to us and then try to peel it off. I mean, taken away from me. That was really not there. I mean, that result is not there at all. But when the result does not occur, we feel as if it is detached, it is taken away from me, right? So if we have like that, then I'm attached to that result, right? Literally, I mean, this attachment is a little bit difficult to understand. Work without attachments, then it is like abstract thing. So if so I set a goal, I'm working towards it. And then if I don't have attachment, then I will accept whatever result I get. Okay. And also, I will not associate myself with that result also. So because see, if I'm attached to it, that means when I get the result, that that result is because of me, is what I will think, because I'm attached to it. My work is attached to it, myself attached to it. So I am always thinking, if I get the result what I want, then it is because of me, attached closely with me. If I don't get the result, something is taken away. The result, someone or something really took away that result from me. So I start crying, right? So when that happens, that leads to all kinds of problems. So without attachment is do your duty and accept the result, whatever it is. The duty, all of you mentioned, I'm repeating. So our task, our work is based on what duties that we have, not on the results. We don't work just because I'm getting $1 million somewhere. I'll change myself and then try to run after the $1 million. Okay, so whatever is my duty, I will do it. Okay, I do not change my action based on the results that I'm desiring to get. Then what happens is I will not do my duties. Typically people who are they're stealing money, for example. They have a desire of, let us say, a lot of money. So they take shortcuts. So they change their actions in order to meet the desires. So we shouldn't be doing that. I mean, our duties should drive us, not the results. And we should not be attached to the results. We should not be attached to the our work itself, in the sense that my work is the one, this is my work, and my work is the one that is producing results. So that's all of these attachments. So again, all these concepts will come again in later chapters. Nirmamaha, without sense of possessiveness. What does that mean?
Attachment.
Who doesn't have empathy or doesn't display empathy.
Sorry, go ahead. Sounds like nirmam, like without me, not one who doesn't get attacked, like doesn't, no ego maybe, right? But no self, like there's no meanness in it. There's no me in it.
No mamakara.
Nirmama.
Yeah, mamakara is not there. So what does that mamakara means? The possessiveness, what does that mean? Without
Ragam.
possessiveness. When do
See,
you
mamakara means
Without attachment.
for the related people, like my family, my son, that's the mamakara. So we having a bias to certain people, they could be your family, your friends, whomever. That's a mamakara, right?
Yeah, mamakara is mine. This is mine. So without that mamakara means, how do you apply that?
Everything from Bhagwan. Everything. Like Ishwar Pranidhana. Surrender to God.
Yes.
Everybody, like we see God in everybody, or everybody is a part of Paramatma.
Who does this belong to? Who is the real owner of this entire world?
Paramatma.
So we have, we purchase a car, house, and all that. So the materialistic possessions, right? Land, car, house, or whatever. So these are materialistic, and then there are psychological. Okay, this is my family, my society, my country. So we have that. We build that possessiveness, thinking that these belong to me, right? But who does it really belong to?
Paramatma.
Because if I'm owning a car or a house, do I take it with me when I go? Right? What do we really take with us when we leave?
The karmic bondage.
Yeah, karmic bondage.
That's the only thing we take.
Yes, but who thinks of karmic bondage? When people think of possessiveness, I'm owning, mine. We all think of materialistic things.
Yeah.
None of the materialistic things are coming with us. None of them are associated with us. Right? It's only on paper. They do not belong to us. This body also does not belong to us, first of all. We didn't pay any money to get this body. And we are not the one who is growing this body. If we are the ones who are growing the body, keeping it healthy and all that, then everybody should be healthy. Nobody wants to be having sickness, right? Some kind of illness or whatever, handicapped, or nobody wants that. And if we are owning this, then we must have full control on it, full ownership. And we should have decided, okay, when we buy a house, we know, okay, I want a 3-bedroom house and east facing, and some kind of thing that we say, right? We buy it. but for that body, we didn't do that. So starting from body, but all of us have possessiveness on the body first. Starts with the body. Then the materialistic things that we acquire all around us. And then, we associate other people around us as mine. Okay. And then extend it to my country and my, but none of it belongs to us. My race.
But whatever get from using this material, that we still get right. Like any actions that we do with all the materialistic things, or even with people, how we act with that, the result of it will come with us. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there is a materialistic result and there is a spiritual result. I think one of our previous sessions we went through that. So the if it is a materialistic result, like I did my job, I got salary. That salary is a result of my job, right? That salary will not come with me. That's not mine.
Right. But
Right.
whatever is the other thing connected with that, like what I'm doing with salary and how that is tied to my actions, the effect of it will come with us, right? Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how I do any activity comes with me, whether to get the result or how I use the result. Basically, any activity that we do or don't do, how I do it is the one that is recorded with us. Okay, so it is that which we can claim as my possession. So, but unfortunately, we do not do that. We only think materialistic when we say this is mine. So, Atma, even if I say this body, right? My body, when we kind of say that, yeah, it is I'm living in this body. I'm staying in this body, but this body also does not belong to me. This is belonging to the nature created by Paramatma, same as everything else. So if I have a sense of possessiveness, then it leads to desires, right? Raga, Dvesha, and all these things come into it. Basically, like in one of the previous slokas, once you start thinking about it, then you develop some kind of attraction that turns into desire, that turns into anger, and all that. We went through that. So that I need to have it is a desire. I need to protect my possession, what I have. I need to protect it is another desire. Okay, this belongs to me when it really does not belong to me is a karmic bondage there itself. Because we are claiming ownership on something that does not belong to us. Okay, very simple act of act that gives us karmic bondage. So this possessiveness is we have to see. Okay, I am Atma. What is Atma really possessing? It doesn't mean that you throw away what you don't have. I mean, what you have, like house and car and all that. But don't think that it is yours when you are, when you are using it. These are given to us for use by Paramatma. So it is not our own. We carry with us. None of it we carry. So once we don't have that possessiveness, if it is separated, then we don't feel the pain of it, right? Like If I have, like someone has a house on their name, and it is separated from them, or $1 million on their name and separated from them, they feel more pain compared to if it is not on their name, right? Obviously. So if I think this belongs to me, I own it. I am the owner of it. And if it is taken away from me, the pain will be more. So there's no peace. But if I really understand that I do not own anything here. I came into this body as Atma, I will live as Atma. In between, I'll probably burn some karmic bondage, gain some karmic bondage. That's it. Nothing else I do here really matters for me. I don't remember how many births I've taken earlier. Right? I could have been born in any country as any part of any race, any animal or human being. All that we don't even remember. So I could have owned billions of dollars. I could have owned so many things in previous lives, and nothing is with me right now. So all the people who are really, especially those who have a lot of possessiveness, materialistic possession, they kind of get attached to all those things as if it is going to come with them forever. They miss the point, really. All that is given to them is to make use of it in a proper way. So they somehow, like millions of dollars or whatever it is, a lot of money, for example, they think that they are going to live forever. This one will come again in later chapters. People live as if they are going to live for, 200-300 years. That much wealth they will accumulate, thinking that they would need all that money later. And one fine day, suddenly they leave. So that money goes to somebody else. So they have really not used the money that they have gained. They could have used that money to, for a better purpose, to clear their karmic bondage. But without clearing the karmic bondage, they left. They actually gained more karmic bondage because maybe there was a purpose giving the wealth and they didn't do their duty properly. God doesn't really give that much money to somebody with, with bias. So there must be some purpose for it. And they simply wasted that life. God knows how many more lives they have to take to get such kind of money again and then make proper use of it. So, it doesn't mean that people have to throw away money, but having that possessiveness and keeping that with me, I'm the owner, I should not part myself with it. And that works against us. It doesn't, in terms of getting more and more of materialistic objects, we may be doing things which are not appropriate. And simple thing is, in order to gain more materialistic things, we cannot focus on Atma, right? So we are moving away from burning more karmic bondage, not acquiring karmic bondage. We are moving away from it. By focusing on possessiveness, we are acquiring more karmic bondage. So if we don't have that sense of possessiveness, then we focus more on ourselves, burn the karmic bondage. So when we burn the karmic bondage, we attain peace. Nirahankara is the primary root cause of all these, both these attachments and possessions. The ahankara is the one root cause. So associating ourselves, that is the primary root cause. That's why Lord Krishna started with who we are really. We are Atma. Okay, I am Atma, you are Atma, you are Atma. So we are really Atma, not body. Only when we realize that, based on that, everything gets built on top of it. If I don't have that, if I consider myself as body, then obviously I have to, do everything for this body purpose. So body requires more money, more materialistic pleasures and all that. So, so I will be focused on that, focus on body. One fine day, we have to leave the body, right? So then everything that we have done for the sake of body, nothing comes with us. At the same time, what comes with us is all the ahankara, mamakara, and attachment that we had. All that built up as karmic bondage, as sin, right? As sin, and that sin is attached to us, and then we go to some other place. So when we have something, use it as maybe like a, we got a lease to use it properly, and then as much as possible do any activity that is that is in line with what Paramatma has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, in line with our duties. Then we are reducing karmic bondage. Okay. Any questions? Okay, now we'll move on to next sloka, sloka 72. You can see the sloka.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha
Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha
Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati
Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati
Stitva Syam Antakalepi
Sthitva
Syamantakalepi
Brahma Nirvana Mruchyati.
Brahma
Brahma
Nirvana
Nirvanamruchyati.
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Sthitva Syamantakalepi
Brahma
Nirvana Mruchyati.
Okay. Lord Krishna is saying, Hey Partha, Arjuna, Esha Brahmi Sthitihi. Esha, this. Okay, Esha Brahmi Sthitihi. This is Brahmi state. It is state. Okay, so what is Brahmi state? Brahmi state is that which brings about the attainment of self. Okay, so here Stita Prajna, Buddhi, all that is talking about the Buddhi, the Jnana, is in all these previous lokas, Lord Krishna is focused on, that Jnana Yoga in simple terms, right? The Jnana state. So that is the Brahmi state which brings about the attainment of self. Okay. So Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Enam Prapya Na Vimuhyati. So Na Enam Prapya Vimuhyati, Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati. We have to split it. Enam Prapya Na Vimuhyati. Enam Prapya is after attaining the state. Na Vimuhyati. One does not fall into delusion again. One does not enter the cycle of births and deaths again. Okay. So when we are, so he explained about the state, about the Sthita Prajna, being a Sthita Prajna, right? Once we have that state, right, then we will not fall into delusion again, will not take birth again. Asyam Sthitva, okay, being situated in this state, Sthitva Asyam is there, right? Asyam Sthitva. Antakale api. Antakale is at the end of life. Antakale api. Even at the end of life, at the end of one's life, Brahma Nirvanam Ruchati. One attains blissful self. Very simple. So if I attain this state, the Brahmi state, that brings about the attainment of self, or that brings about self-realization. In that state, if I reach that state and stay in that state, being situated in that state, even towards the end of one's life. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to stay in this state for like 100 years, then only you will attain blissful self. You'll attain self-realization. No. Even if we attain this state and remain in the state at the end of our life, we still attain the self, blissful self, is Brahma Nirvanam, which they will attain Brahma, the blissful Brahma, blissful self. Here, Brahma is Atma. Okay, the Brahmi state is the state, the Sthita Prajna state that brings about the attainment of self, that leads us to the self-realization. So once we reach that state and remain in that state, even at the end of our life, still it gives us self-realization. Any questions on this one?
I mean, can we say in other words, this life itself, the meaning of end of life, if you are in the same state, means even the current life, you can attain that. Is that what it means?
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, it's not important how long you are in this particular state. It is important how whenever we reach that state. I mean, one more thing is that somebody may say, okay, then why do I have to be on this path now, and why can't I do it after retirement, right? Typically, that is what our mentality is. Everybody's people say, oh, why it's such a young age, why are you reading Bhagavad Gita, why are you doing all this stuff, you are you should be enjoying life out there. Or you should earn more money and you should have more possessions.
You've grown old.
Yeah. Oh, you already yeah. Yes.
I think the sooner we do it, it gives us more time to practice, right? Means the younger we are and we are able to be a practitioner of Bhagavad Gita more, I would think.
Yeah. So people will think that this is like a switch. You read Bhagavad Gita and you change your life. I mean, but it doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It like, or if there's a lot of dust on the car, it takes more time to clean it, right? So we acquire so much dust on ourselves, and then we try to, start cleaning at a later stage in life, when it takes so much effort to clean the dust on us. We may not be even able to clear the dust. So it is not like just the act of clearing clearing the dust is sufficient. No, we have to remain in that state, right? So again, reading between the lines. So one is we don't know how long anybody is going to live, right? So there's no guarantee that everyone is going to live for 100. So that means, okay, 90 years, up till 90, you can do everything that you want. And then for 10 years, you can practice this. But unfortunately, that is not the case. We don't know how long we are going to live. That is one. Second is, if we get used to certain things, it is difficult to change in our life, right? Once we get used to sensory pleasures and all that, it's difficult to suddenly control and then focus on Atma. Even if we study, it becomes just textbook knowledge. We cannot practice it. We'll not be able to practice. The earlier we start practicing, we will be more successful in all this. Third is that apart from all this, attainment of blissful self and all that, of course, there's lot of knowledge here which will help us in this life itself, right? It makes us much more balanced, much more peaceful, happy. We're able to handle the situation in a better way. So it is useful for managing our life, this life itself. Okay, so it's better to learn this as early as possible, and then we are able to use these lessons throughout the life. And again, a lot of these lessons are not religious lessons. So if anyone is listening to this who is not, who is not belonging to Vedic culture, they can still follow this, because there are so many things in this which are useful for anyone. Again, when this particular knowledge is given to mankind, Lord Krishna gave this particular knowledge in a summary to us 5,000 years ago. And all the current day religions are not there at that time. Even when Lord Krishna gave this knowledge, that is not something that he invented at that time. It is knowledge that is already existing in the scriptures. So this knowledge is coming for millions of years. Definitely all these countries, divisions, races, and religions, all these are not existing at that time. So this knowledge is applicable to anybody on this earth. It is not specific to a particular religion. Of course, there are some people who are practicing this right now. They are called Vedic, followers of Vedic culture. Again, Hindu religion is a term that recently coined, but it's a Vedic culture that whoever follows the Vedas is a Vedic culture people. So they are following this still today, but it doesn't mean that anyone who is born somewhere else or into another religion, they should not use it. They can always use it. So the sooner people start getting this knowledge, the better. However, it is not that, if you start by 10 years of age, then only you'll get self-realization, and you cross that, that means it's a waste. You know, even if you put effort, you will not be able to achieve it. It is not like that. We can start whenever we can. If we are 30, we can start 40, we can start 50, 60, 70, it doesn't matter. We have to start. We have to start making our effort to reach that state where we can perform Karma Yoga. Okay, Karma Yoga supported by Jnana Yoga. So those things will come in the later chapters. But in this particular chapter, in the last few slokas, the focus is totally on Jnana, knowledge, or buddhi. So then Arjuna got confused. Then why are you asking me to fight? Right? So that is where Karma Yoga next chapter starts. Because second chapter started with Lord Krishna's advising Arjuna to fight. And then he started giving this entire Jnana Yoga, and then, you know, like a Sankhya Yoga, right? So it's talking about Atma and Sthita Prajna in the last few slokas, and how one can attain self-realization. So he's talking about all this gaining of knowledge, focusing on Atma activities. That has nothing to do with fighting a war. So Arjuna got confused and say, oh, you are asking me to fight war on one side. On the other side, you are saying develop this jnana, you know, reach a state where you can achieve self-realization. He was not able to connect the two. So that is when, you know, it's Arjuna asks the question, and Lord Krishna starts answering about Karma Yoga. Next chapter.
Then how long did it take for Lord Krishna to give this Holy Gita to Arjuna in the middle of the battlefield as they were ready to fight?
Yeah, it's a good question. And so in today's, you know, with our abilities that we have, if we start chanting this, it takes about 2.5 hours to 3 hours, right? So with our abilities that we have today. But the abilities that they have in those days are totally, I cannot even imagine. There are some artifacts that they say in Kurukshetra and those places, there are some artifacts where the wheels of these chariots, they found some artifacts somewhere, and so huge, like you cannot move with even heavy machinery. It was like that. I mean, it's so heavy, and people used to lift and then fight with it. So that's a physical ability. They have so much mental abilities as well. When they're fighting at the age of 90 plus, Arjuna and Krishna and all Pandavas and Kauravas are all 90 plus at the time when they were fighting Kurukshetra war. So we cannot imagine today's terminology, today's 90 plus people doing all those kinds of things, right?
But
And
looks
after
like
that,
2.5 hours seems to be a reasonable time to give this gyan. If we can read this, and if we even assume that, you know, they're speaking at our pace, maybe they're speaking faster, that it seems that, yeah, it's reasonable time that, you know, before a war starts, 2 hours, 3 hours, there would be a sort of a gap or something before they started it off. Yeah.
so it is like they're ready to fight, and then this is going on, right? So the question is, what were they doing? And you know, there are, again, with the sages who have visualized, who have the great knowledge. Lord Krishna basically controlled the senses of everyone there. So they didn't realize how much time was passing. Okay, so whether it is half an hour, 2 hours, nobody realized, nobody moved a bit. Not only the people, it's including the animals. So he controlled the entire, you know, the animals, people, everybody, to simply become standstill. And during that time, this conversation happened. So now if he can control the senses of everybody, okay, now he can even give the ability to Arjuna to converse at a speed, pace which is much higher, right? See, I may think of a question, and let us say I have a question. You already have the ability to, um, understand, like, because you have the ability. I don't have to say 10 minutes to ask that question. You already know. You can start answering. Now, if you have the power to explain it in a way that it can be communicated quickly, Arjuna will get it. Now, then the question comes, oh, did Sanjaya really hear? Like if it is kind of going on so fast, then did Sanjaya hear? Maybe to Sanjaya it appeared, it occurred at a normal pace, but for them it was going at a higher pace. The bottom line there is it basically shows us how powerful Lord Krishna is, how he is able to control. Okay, and we can see, in the later chapter, like when he's giving the Vishwarupa, right? So he can control everybody simply because he's the creator, he's the supporter of everyone. So he's able to control the whole thing.
Yeah.
That is what we need to take out of this, not like how long it could have taken an hour, it could have taken 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, it's a moot point, means he can bring the world to a standstill and then, deliver what means message or he wanted to tell the people. And then, the time starts again, the clock starts again. So yeah, that's a
Yeah,
moot point.
the question is a very valid question. That is a question that will even increases our faith, increases our belief that yes, this is something really great. I mean, Lord Krishna is the is a creator, supporter of everyone who gave this knowledge in the battlefield.
All right. Thank you.
So if it is a regular person, then yeah, no, they would have taken a long time.
Yeah, definitely the concepts are different. For a regular person like me, it's taking a long time to understand, definitely. Yeah, and I think reading just Bhagavad Gita and trying to understand it are two different things. And that's what helps that, if you have somebody explaining it to you and you can ask questions, then I think understanding improves.
Yeah, definitely, Shyam. That's a very good observation. And, chanting is totally different from understanding it, actually. I mean, both have their own benefits, but understanding and chanting would be the best, being able to contemplate. I think
That's true. And that's been my experience. Like what I had taken upon myself is, hey, every day let's, learn one sloka.
excellent.
It's a simple thing like Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara and all that. But if I just, tried to memorize it, I could not. But if I went into, and nowadays so much literature is available there on the website, right? And you have the meaning over there. And it's easier. Then what you do is you easily learn whatever that sloka was.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's how it's helped me. It means I've learned a few.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know Gayatri Mantra, but when I read that Gayatri Mantra, I would find it difficult trying to just memorize it. But then, the meaning and then trying to memorize, it helped, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I mean, considering you started only a few months back, this is great progress. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thanks, and I think it's
That's good.
thanks
Yeah,
to the
really nice.
facilitators here, right?
Mhm.
Sure.
So we'll chant the ending of the second chapter. Just Iti
Iti
Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu
Srimad
Srimad
Bhagavad
Bhagavad
Gita
Gitasu
Upanishatsu
Upanishatsu
Brahma Vidyayam
Brahma
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 Vidyayam
Vidyayam
Yoga Shastre
Yoga
Yoga
Shastre
Shastre
Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambade
Shri Krishna
Sri
Arjuna
Arjuna
Samvade
Samvade
Sankhya Yogo Nama
Sankhya
Sankhya
Yoga
Yogo
Nama
Nama
Dvitiyodhyayah
Vidiyodhyaya
Vidyodhyayah
Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha
Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Parabrahmane
Parabrahmane
Namaha
Namaha.
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि
Sarvam
सर्वं
Shri Krishna
श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ॐ अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः
Jai
जय
Shri.
Jai Shri
Thank you
Srimanarayan.
so much.
जय
Congratulations.
श्रीमन्नारायण
everyone.
everyone
Big
जय
milestone.
श्रीमन्नारायण
Yes.